1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's get. All right. Here's my bandwidth. Be here. Okay. Let's get back to business. Oh my goodness, where did I leave us? In a cave up here. So last time we started exploring the north of this region, got lost in one of many ice caves, discovered that it seems like the ice caves are all interconnected, despite how far away they are from each other. We failed to find a memento from that memento hit hidden somewhere in an ice cave, and we discovered the existence of a memento cache somewhere down in the south. But now we're up in this high plateau region, and I want to finish noon. I want to finish mapping it out before leaving. I think the last thing, well, there's 2 more things to do, maybe 3. Thing to do number 1, map out this high plateau area, or what's left of it. Thing number 2, maybe fill in down here on the left. Thing number 3, this is a low ground in the middle of the map here that I haven't been to, but I was at a vista. Let me map it out already. I want to go and see if there's anything nice down there, and if it continues off to the right. Thing number 4, check out that memento cache, even though it's like, 2 ropes to climb up or a inscrutable ice cave to walk through. Probably prefer the ropes to the ice cave. And then I think we'll be done with this region. But we'll see. Okay, how many? 3 charcoals. Not a huge amount. Actually, where the heck am I? This is some low place that I've forgotten. No, I think I remember. This should be... No, I don't remember. Well, I guess I'll have to wait for the fog to clear. See if I can see some landmarks. Get a little bit more of a overview. No, I am remembering. This is here. This is this ice cave up here. Yes, because this is the secret little place up to the north that is behind the waterfall. I am remembering. How is the water situation? The water situation is low. And I don't think there's any dropped over here. So it behooves to do a quick fire, I believe. How are we on tinder? Lots of sticks. I was going to make a stick it where the sun don't shine joke on account of the fog, but I couldn't think of a way to make it funny. So instead I'll just lamppost it.
Turned out pretty well.
Keep the coal for emergencies. And about an hour should get us pretty well situated. Well, with 2 raw wolf meats, it's probably going to take 2 hours. Oh, that's more than I was expecting to see. I didn't realize I hadn't dropped everything. Well, it's not the end of the world. There are many sticks to be had. Okay, that ought to do us. Slurp. 8 minutes. when I'm juggling water and meat because of the different timers. I'm not quite so good at the rhythm game aspect of cooking. Gordon Ramsay would be ashamed. It's raw. Okay, 6 minutes. And let's finish the rest out. Whoops. That recycled can didn't render. Finish the rest out with water. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, 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 bop. Bop,
Someone's
bop.
gotta go.
Bop, 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 bop. Bop, bop. Actually, there's not really enough time for that, is it? Okay. See how we're doing? Plenty of water. Kinda want to drink that just to make it go away. Let me hide this somewhere else where I won't accidentally pick it up. It's a waste for it to litter an entire plastic bottle for what's effectively just a sip of water. Alright. Let's nom nom. 2 tiny little strips of beef jerky. Okay, actually, now there's a little bit, I mean, I guess there's still a decent amount of food here that we can leave. But I'm always hurting for some more caloric content. Oh, and surprise, it's sunny. Oh, and what a waste. We could have used the magnifying glass and saved a match. What a tragedy. If only Shakespeare had known about such a story. And that's not my litter, I promise. The bard ain't got nothing on the tears of this day. Okay, let's sneak up on this region. Did we actually... Yeah, so we've already done 1 charcoal in this area and gotten this left bit. And... No, Daddy, if you weren't a bot, you would know that this is a single-player game. Unless I'm just that bad at it that I don't know. Let's see. Let's go for a little bit and then do another charcoal in this beautiful Canadian weather. Very hospitable. Maybe some stick replenishment. Okay, maybe on the top of this rock. Can we scramble up here? I think maybe not. Actually, maybe yes. Yes, perfect. Okay. I hope, yeah, none of those waterfalls are climbable behind. Calls this place Quarreling Falls, but I don't see any strife between them. Okay, and then maybe one more over in that direction. We can get there with a quickness. Is that a stump over there that I see? I think that's a stump. Yeah, it must be a stump. As long as there's nothing fluffy. Actually, with the low amount of food that I've currently got, I might actually not be too upset about something fluffy appearing randomly. Maybe I want to take a peek if there's anything down that... Actually, is that... No, that's the lake that we fought a wolf on yesterday. Yesterday? Last time. Let's just go with last time. Okay, let's go a little ways farther and then pop a charcoal. I think because I forgot to pick up the charcoal out of that fire that we just made. This is going to be the last one that I've got. Maybe one more. I think I had 3, did 1. Should have 1 more. Monolith Lake. That is... Okay, we just crossed that. Let's get a little bit farther. Oh, that's a lot of birch. Me gusta mucho. Let's actually get over here into the north to make sure that... The one thing I'm worried about is getting anemic coverage that barely misses some edges. Because if I barely miss some edges, I'm going to want to use a whole charcoal. And that would just feel like a waste. But I love me some birch because that means more arrows. And while I'm not exactly hurting for arrows right now, it's always good to have the capability to make a few in the back pocket. So let's hope we can get around this boulder in front here. I'm not sure if it will. Okay, it looks like it did. Yeah, that looks like the map edge. And why is it suddenly so dark? I guess it's on account of cloudiness. Well, it's not so dark as to be a concern quite yet. Okay, nothing over here, it seems. Unless, is there a way behind this boulder? I don't think so. So let's head up into that pass over there and do another charcoal. Now I suspect that's not going to be enough to cover this whole area. I suspect there's going to be... Oh, fir limbs? Where are those? Why do I see those off the map? Are they somewhere up? Yeah, they must be up on this ridge to the left. Is that walkable / climbable? I don't see an obvious way up yet. Perhaps around here? Burdock? I mean, nice to know where it is, but a little bit too heavy to be worth the trouble of actually picking up. Okay, this is where the fir limbs were promised to be. Well, now I'm just confused. And to satisfy my curiosity, I think I'm going to use / waste a charcoal right here. Just to guarantee that this whole area is lit up. Okay, not great, but this little light nub here is very suggestive that perhaps there's a way up and around. Well, I guess these might be the fir limbs, huh? There might be a way up and around to the left. And this scrub brush, yep, here we are. Well, I guess it's not up and around so much as it's a cave. Hopefully an empty cave with just some bodies and a wolf.
That'll come in handy.
Okay, layer flare. That'll be good for... Hello. Oh. I guess, didn't quite have enough time to put that bandage on, huh? Okay. Okay, so it looks like somebody was
drop any of this gear.
camping here, but it didn't end well for them. Well, waste not, want not. Hey, cat. There's a cat that has appeared in front of my monitor. We'll do as much as I can to continue despite the technical difficulties. Now it's licking my finger. Okay, let's head out. Unfortunately, I'm out of charcoal, and the time it would take to burn to get some more would be too much. The person in that cave didn't have a fire, which is very unfortunate, because that's probably the reason they went under. Welcome, Sabrina. Oops, hold on. I have a slight technical difficulty. There's a cat that's laying down right next to my keyboard, sometimes pressing a key. A screenshot key or two. But we're in the process of trying to finish exploring a plateau area. Make sure there are no goodies that have been left behind before moving on and doing some more exploration elsewhere. Now, my eyes may be deceiving me, but I think maybe up there's a little bit of place to check out. So let's take a peek. Yeah, this is the shape of these cliff walls up here are making me suspiciously suspicious that there is somewhere to go up here. As long as I don't break my ankles on the way up. Which is actually a distinct possibility on this steep incline. Okay, we are looking at something up here. Let me fix some things. Oh. So there's nothing to the left like I originally thought. But to the right is a whole new world. Those are some strange looking trees. Let us see what there is to see. Oh, I suppose it was just the one tree at first. Aha, more saplings. A cave? Okay, this is a lot more substantial than I was expecting. Let's take all the acorns, because I don't imagine coming back here. Ah, yes. The tranquil Canadian wilderness where all the nuts are cold. Right. Just hoovering up all of the goodies. Pick up a bunch of sticks, make a fire. Probably actually spend the night here. I think there's a little bit of food, so spend the night here. Get some more charcoal from some campfireage. And then we can continue surveying the land. Is there a way down? I kind of hope there's not a way down, because more branching paths, it looks like there's not a way down. More branching paths would just be problematic from a food and provisioning standpoint. Wow. Okay, so there's only a couple of saplings here. I think the rest are a bunch of scrub brushes, which I can break down and get even more sticks to pick up. So let's do that and then hope the cave is unoccupied. I'm not hearing any noises. Oh, it turns out we have achieved Peak Cave. Who would have known? So unexpectedly. Let's see. Is this a bedroll?
Could end up being useful.
Container. And don't need the bedroll. So it's actually kind of unfortunate that something so nice is there. Is this a memento cache that I don't have the box for? It is. Of course. And that's just some clipping geometry. So let's actually start a fire. Need to double check, lean forward to look over this cat laying in front of the monitor. Okay, what's our fire situation? We have some cedar, some books that I don't want to burn, a whole bunch of matches, and plenty of sticks. So let's start off with the sticks. There's nothing to cook, unfortunately. But it might be a good idea to make some more water.
Come on.
So let's start this fire, make some water. Stick, don't want to accidentally add these books. We can do water. We can do another water. And perhaps, while that is boiling, this cat is trying to sleep between the keyboard and the monitor, and looking dangerously like he wants to rest his head on some of the F10 through F12 keys. I think we're all right. More sticks. You get a stick, and you get a stick. Kind of a waste to use hatchet durability. Really should have broken that down by hand, but I didn't realize it was possible. So let us add more sticks to prepare some more charcoal. Water and water. Oops, wrong button. You can break down by hand and go check the water. It should be something like 28 minutes per half liter in a can. Just about. Just about. Let's do one more scrub brush. And then once it gets dark, we can start reading. Questionable hitbox detection there. Okay. So now we can just toss all this stuff onto the fire.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Let it burn for however long it burns. And then read into the night until our fatigue is such that... I guess we can cook this guy too. Didn't realize we picked up something uncooked. 42 minutes, 3 hours, easy. We can read into the night until our fatigue is low enough oh, I guess we're already master field dressers. Definitely not a master archer, question mark. Okay, period, not question mark. Alright, so that's cooked and we can read 2 more hours. And then probably wait until morning. Let's see, this guy all the way down. Read, 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 read.
I need to find a place to rest.
Luckily, you're in a place to rest. And let's actually add some more fuel, because we're not hurting for sticks at all. Read 1 more hour, and then we can take a nap. Alright. And... well, I say that, but let's take care of some smaller tasks. Okay, should be good. And now... we're set for about 11 hours of sleep. Uh-oh. Cat paws on the keyboard. There we go. All right. Charcoal, how much? 6 charcoal, excellent. And let's not dehydrate. But let's, yes, head out. Okay, start with a survey right up here, see where that gets us. How much we fill out. Oh. Actually, is that... I think I need to go... No, we'll hit the rest of that lake on the way back. Let's continue out to the right here to satisfy my instincts slash desires to completely fill out a map. And hope there's just no way around that leads to a new area, because I do want to backtrack and pick up some of that food along with other things. Is there really a way around here? Where does this even go to? I guess it shows there's a way around, but is there anything over there even? Or is it just... Who designs a tiny little loop like this? Is this just the... Okay, I'm just... Okay, I think... No. I'm not even going to pretend to understand what just happened. I guess there's just a kind of mesa here. I'm not sure if that was an environmental audio cue, or if I heard an awoo from extremely far away. Keep an ear out. Okay, this is looking cliff-like. Is this a vista? I feel like this should be one, but I don't know if it is. Right, anything worth peeking? Okay, no. This is exactly the kind of dead end I wanted. Okay. So it looks like that lower area is actually pretty substantial. I think, though, that that looks like the end of it. Okay. Now we head back to the lake, pick up the food, head down, try to get to, I believe it was this cave here, over by all the rose hips and the old man's beard lichen, where I dropped a bunch of food, mountaineering rope, and other assorted sundries. Let's head back and pick that up. Eventually, anyway. Crows? I think this whole upper area should be safe, though. So I'm pretty confident in just walking back. Now, that has bit me in the butt before. But surely not this time. Okay, I'm walking over here. Looking clear. Let's hope we don't break an ankle. Alright, safe. Yes, now I wanted to uncover right about where this ice begins. And then I'll probably call this upper place sufficiently clear that I don't care to take any detours. Because I am getting a little bit heavy in the backpack. Okay. Let's snorkel. And, you know, I was kind of expecting a little bit more. But I suppose there isn't really anything over there, so let's just head back. Pick up that food, and leave the water, because I think we're already carrying more than we need to. and then just backtrack. Oh man, so I've got my keyboard in front of me. The mouse is over to the right. The monitor is about, let's say, somewhere between 8 and 10 inches in front of the keyboard, I guess behind the keyboard, past the keyboard. And there is a cat that has begun to occupy the space between the mouse and the keyboard, just splayed out, sleeping. And every once in a while he'll reposition. Ooh, do I want to go up here? I kind of want to get up there. And when he repositions, there's a risk that his tiny little paws find their way onto the keyboard and start just pressing buttons. Is this too steep to get up? This doesn't look too steep. This looks like a way somewhere. So when I said no more detours, I hope you understand that I have certain needs that I can't always ignore. You're like, look at this spot. You don't want to not survey a spot like this, right? You don't want to miss these crow feathers, right?
Hope nobody needs this.
Actually, don't always love a match. The boots are too heavy to be worth the trouble. Because I've already got some pretty Gucci boots. And I don't need leather so much. Okay, does this continue around? Fingers crossed that it doesn't, but I have my suspicions. Ooh, this is looking promising and not promising at the exact same time. Okay, we're walking over here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It keeps going and there are some tree saplings to pick up? Man, this is just one disaster after another. And does it keep going around to the left too? Oh, come on now. This is too much, man. Okay, luckily on the left it looks like it stops. Okay, it does. So let's hop up here. Make sure we're not missing anything sneaky. Like, for example, a key to that memento cache that we couldn't open in that cave up there. No such luck. So instead, let's hit it with the charcoal. Okay, there can't be all that much space left to survey up here. Is that a cave? That looks like it's a cave. And it did get put on the map. So many maple branches. Okay, crow feather, crow feather. Crow feather, thank you very much. Is there any cheeky way across or down here? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Where does that go? Well, for once I'm actually somewhat relieved. So I've been carrying around a mountaineering rope for ages, it seems like. I've stashed it somewhere else in that cave we're trying to get to eventually, in the hopes that there would be a climbing rock that is not accessible. Well, it doesn't already have a mountaineering rope on it, let me say. And so far, all of the climbing rocks in this region have had pre-placed mountaineering ropes. So there's been no point in carrying the thing that I've been carrying. I want there to be a rope. It still didn't show up. Am I really going to have to do a charcoal right next to it? Seems like kind of a waste, but you got to do what you got to do. I've been carrying this mountaineering rope around, hoping to find a rock to put it on, to finally be relieved of my burden. Who leaves a random bandage near the mouth of a cave? Seeing some charcoal. Not charcoal. Coal. Seeing some coal. Some firewood. Some sticks. I mean, all the things you would want for a fire. Except for some matches. Is there a way around to the right up here? Let's find out. Hey, looking like we got some branches, but this is looking like it ends over, unless, no, this is definitely a pass. Come on now. Who keeps, unless it's a dead end? Dead end question mark? Oh no, this is like a place you can sneak through. Oh, and you gotta sneak through, right? Oh yeah. Squeezing through. This should end up above that lake that was our entrance to this upper plateau area. And it seems like it is. Okay. Up along this area here. Now, it's not a handsome enough proposition to tempt me to do a charcoal on it. I want to go back to that mountaineering rope and hope visibility is still high enough to do some surveying. And then, finally, we can start heading back to that first cave and then the second cave. Yeah, that visibility's got to still be pretty good, right? Let's keep it moving. And keep it hydrated. Man, if I have to walk all the way over here and use a whole charcoal just to get this one mountaineering rope, now it will be worth it. It will be worth it. But that's not to say that I won't be mad at it. Last charcoal, too. Alright, here we go. There we go. Man, kind of mad that I didn't get that climb earlier. Such a waste. So actually now on the way back, can't do this forested area. Well, I suppose it's close enough to being revealed. So let's just start moseying back over. I hear some awoos extremely far to the south. Might actually be too quiet to pick up on the audio with me. It's definitely too quiet to pick up while I'm talking. But perhaps you caught that first one before I noticed it. Okay, we're heading out and to the left eventually. Quiet moments are nice. There's always a little bit, actually, a little bit of concern on the food front. On account of if I ever let that hunger meter go down to 0, I'm going to lose a 5 kilogram boost to my carrying weight until I can stay fed for several days in a row. And given that already over encumbered by almost 10 kilos, that would be pretty rough to lose. Okay, here's the area that we haven't quite completely uncovered. Of course, missed the body. It's like right in the middle of that dark spot. But all right, already looted the body. Nothing to get. Nothing else particularly interesting over here. And so let's just move it. This is a cliff, isn't it? I believe this is a cliff. Unless... Oh, nope. Too steep to go up. Not too steep to go down. Monolith Lake. Hey man, it's rude to say that all lakes are a monolith. Especially given that weren't the... No, the Quarreling Falls were not in the Monolith Lake. So those falls are not evidence against the monolithis. What is the adjective version of monolith? Monolithicity? I suppose that's for one, if such a word exists, it's almost certainly archaic. But I suppose that's a question for not a mere user of the language, but an expert. A connoisseur, one might say. Let's see, we're about to cross... Yeah, we're about to cross the bit that we're going to go down eventually. There's not an ice cave. There is an ice cave. Now, if it wasn't almost guaranteed that I get lost in this ice cave, I would actually use that to go to the other regions. But it is almost a guarantee that I'll get lost in the ice cave. So I'm not going to do that. Okay, let's head over to our food stash. And then just start... Not start. Food stash is over this way. Because we went around to the north. And we went up this bit here, and now we can turn left and go down through the smaller pass. Okay. And I need to figure out some way to set up a second camera, because this cat is just so cute, and you guys can't see it. I'm not talking about myself this time.
I need to find food.
Oh, we're gonna find some food. Assuming that nothing came and gobbled it in the meantime. This isn't a cliff, is it? This might be a cliff. Can we sneak down somehow? That's gonna be a no. Okay, so we go around. Should have thought about that, probably. But it looks like it is not too bad of a detour. Okay, this is looking possible here. And then we can just hop down here. Alright. Not bad. Hold on, why is there an awoo in that direction? There should not be an awoo in that direction. That is somewhat moderately concerning. Okay, it's actually kind of getting dark, but I'm not quite tired enough to actually sleep through till the morning. So I think the plan is pick up what we can, take a short nap, and see whether we have a clear night with... Hello, dear. See if we have a clear night with stars to navigate by. Because if we do, then I don't feel too bad with all of the caves that we're going to be going by. I guess there's really just the one, and that's... Well, there's just the one, but it's on the way. And we can pick up this charcoal. With all the caves we're going to be going by, I'm not too worried about cold. Charcoal. Or charcoal. Nice. And this is plenty of food,
Feels like a lot of gear.
because it is a lot of gear. So let us eat these, wolf being the worst, or the worst calorie to weight ratio of the options. So we can lose the most weight with that. Do we need to bring this pry bar back? Pry bars last practically forever. It'd be a shame to leave it. Okay, that's fine. Let's sleep for 4 hours? 4 hours sounds good. And that'll be sufficiently into the night to get an idea of what the situation is. Okay, that's pretty bright. So pick you up. Drink. And how is the food bar? Food bar is not too bad. Okay, 2 liters of water. That should be fine to head out. Okay, what a big moon. Perhaps the moon is actually that big back in the prehistoric or the pre-prehistoric times. Because as the tidal forces between the moon and the earth are slurping energy from the moon, it is slowly receding. And if I remember correctly, the moon used to be about 3 times bigger in the sky. So almost, what is that, twice as close to the earth as it is now. Which is actually insane to think about. Now, exactly how long ago that was? Not entirely sure. But certainly, if you were going to describe the how long ago, certainly you could describe it with very. I always keep forgetting. I want to use the lower quality bow because you can't repair a bow. And if you can't repair a bow, it means there's no real point in using, as far as I know, the bow might degrade in shot quality, but there's no real point in using if you have 2 bows at the same time, using a higher condition bow, because what I want is for the lower condition bow to break as soon as possible, which will let me drop it and free up some weight. Alright, we're walking. Had a scuffle with a wolf on this very... Is this a riverbed or is it just a thin pond? The last time we were coming up this way. Let's go with thin pond. Okay. Walking a little slowly. Oh, which actually raises the question. When I get back to the cave, where I just dropped all the other stuff, probably gonna have to drop some things. Leave some things behind. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Happily, unlike a mountaineering rope, you can climb these little root walls while over-encumbered, or while suboptimally encumbered. Whereas if that was a mountaineering rope, I'd have to drop about 10 kilos of all this swag. Okay, I think it goes around to the right, and eventually we start winding our way down this cliff face. Looking good. Okay, yeah. So we'll hit the cave where we stashed the stuff. Should just be all walking, perhaps a little bit of precarious tree stump or tree trunk traversal. Figure out what we want to drop. And then head over to probably, I think this southern climbing access point is the best way to get there. Keep in mind I'm too over-encumbered to sprint, in case there's any close encounters of the canine kind. I don't think there should be. But I have been wrong before. Okay, that is our tree trunk to traverse. The alliteration was unintended. And next to it is its brother tree trunk, the trap, that once you go down is very dangerous. It's deceptively dangerous to go up. But I'd already gone down it, and there's nothing else to see down there. That's an ear scratch. Okay. Looking fine. So, the cat is stretching, and the paw is touching my finger, with the little toe beans all warm and soft. Okay, where are we? We are about here, by the rose hips. So we want to go straight across, and eventually we'll hit something. Kind of this way. Maybe around to the right of that. Let's see if it's traversable. It is not traversable. Unless... No, I'm not going to get baited by that. I didn't just... I thought I hear... syllables. How do they work? I thought I heard some paw pads, but I think it was just a creaking tree. As they are wont to do. We go around this huge boulder cliff, and with any luck, we'll be able to recognize where the... Okay, maybe I did hear that. Recognize where the goal cave is. Alright, walking over here. I've been up there? Yeah, that's northern area. Okay, I'm recognizing that guy because I got lost in a blizzard trying to take a peek at it before, which means the cave is right through that pass. And a little bit to the right. Okay, deer mean we're safe. Yeah, the only awoo that I'm hearing is extremely far to the south. Way too far to be a concern. Okay, we're close enough. I kind of want to snag this firewood, even though it's quite heavy, considering our currently very over-encumbered state. It was a deer snuffle, right? Yeah, probably. The cave should be right in there. And if the cave is right in there, then what we can do is take a look for our stuff. Sleep, maybe? No, I can really... So, The full fatigue gauge takes about 12 hours of sleep to fully replenish. We're only losing a quarter, which means we can only sleep for 3 hours. Which is, based on the time, not nearly enough to get us to dawn.
This pack is getting too heavy to
Can
carry.
we see? Okay, yeah, here's all the stuff. Is there a fire here? There is a fire here. And my cooking pots. So let's start this fire. Now, if anyone asks, I'll say it's always burning since the world has been turning. But, you didn't hear that from me.
Come on.
Okay.
Turned out pretty well.
So that, if nothing else, is good for some charcoal. Yeah, do I want to use all this stuff, make a bunch of torches, and go through the cave system and try to get out at this upper region ice cave, hit the memento cache? The answer is no, because that would necessitate climbing down a rope, which means dropping a bunch of stuff, or it would require trekking back through the ice cave, which seems like a somewhat daunting prospect. And do I actually need the charcoal right now? I guess I'll need a couple, at least, for that lower area. So let's just add some fuel, keep the coal, do the fur, do some sticks. 5 hours. Let's actually juice this place with... Is there any food? There's no food, so there's no real point in dropping a whole bunch of water here in case I need to come back. Because the food situation is somewhat controlling. So let's actually just read this book. And aha, archery master. But what does that do? I think we can find out here and here. Okay. Bow sway reduced by 75%. I'm not sure what that does. Well, I mean, it says what it does, but I'm not sure how useful it is because I've never noticed the bow sway before. You are one with the bow. It feels like an extension of your body. You are able to use your bow while crouched. That's big. For sneaking purposes. Your eagle-eyed aim is deadly accurate. You are the hunter. Okay, not bad. Okay, critical hit chance increased by 50%. Now, is that a multiply the original chance by 1.5? Or is that take the original chance and add 50% to it? Bleed out time reduced by 50%. Very nice, actually, especially when hunting larger creatures. Per use bow condition loss reduced by 50%. That's actually quite nice. Now, that is actually maybe the most useless thing, considering that... I'm trying to think. I've got at least 5 maple saplings stowed at assorted different locations. Well, I'm not hurting for arrows at all. Not arrows. I'm not hurting for bows at all. Okay. We have 2 cooking pots, so we don't need the recycled cans. Let's see what else. Pick up all the things first. See how slow we are. It's going to be painful. Let's see. A whole bunch of pelts and guts. Lichen is... Okay, we can probably lose some of this firewood. We can definitely drop the book now that we've read it. And we can drop the other book because we can't learn anything from it. We're already excellent at dressing animals. Not in the dress-up way, but in the, anti-dress-up. Taking everything off of them way. Okay, where is all of our mass? I've got a decent amount here. Probably gonna have to end up eating these peaches. where all is all this weight? 5 kilograms? So about 1, 2, maybe 3. Yeah, 5 kilograms fair. 24 kilograms here. This is where all the stuff is. If I have to. I'm not saying I have to yet. If I have to, I'd probably ditch the pry bar. Because there's a limited number of things that you can pry open. I think you lose... I guess you can also use it to open up an ice hole. For ice fishing. Yeah, I think the pry bar is the first thing to drop. Maybe some of these flares. The cat's paws are in a dangerous position relative to the keyboard. And might actually be able to nap to get not to dawn. Oh man, there's wolf pelts and saplings. Can't leave the saplings behind. Was that an I'm hungry? I think that was an I'm hungry. So let's do the peaches. Okay. That'll lose some weight. We can drop the can that the peaches came in. And how are we on food, actually? I guess we can start one of these Vinici. Still almost 20 kilos over. Oof. I think I'll have to drop a bunch of this gut to start with. Yeah, so let's start with this. Drop, drop. Drop, 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 drop. Yeah, I said... I said there was at least 5 maple saplings around. Turns out I'm carrying 8 right now. So that's all fresh and curing. The leather is light enough. Can I maybe repair some of this stuff? No. Wait. Why am I not wearing... Did I just never put this sweater on? Interesting. Okay, all of these things are in fine enough condition. But what we can do is break down some of the things that we're not going to wear, but that we picked up. Okay, the toque. So one cloth weighs 0.1 kilograms. A cotton toque weighs 0.1 kilograms. So we're not actually going to get any weight back from that. We will get some weight back from the wool toque. I think we'll get some weight back from the plaid shirt. It's not a lot of weight. Every bit helps. Anything else that we're not wearing? There's nothing else we're not wearing. Okay. Let's sleep for maybe 5 hours. Come on. Come on. Just gotta get the pixel perfect. Okay. Sleep for 5. I did not mean to press that. I did not mean to press that. And 5. Take a quick little 5-hour nap as you do. Pick up, find the campfire, charcoal, and how... Okay, we're a little bit better on the weight. Let's lighten what we can by eating and drinking. And now, still not great, but we'll head south. We'll come back and do a charcoal to open up this area. Oh, hello, Larone. Well, here's the question. Is it pronounced Cajun style like Larone, or more Midwestern style like Laramie, or something to that effect? These are the questions of the age. Okay, yeah, this is some painful walking speed. We'll see how bad it is out here.
I'm not gonna be able to carry this load for much longer.
Oh, you can carry it for as long as your little legs will pump. Can we go around to the right? I don't think we can go around to the right here. The map says we can, but... Well, I know we can definitely go around to the left. Let's head over there. Do a charcoal or two. Hopefully, it's not too foggy for a charcoal. That would be disastrous. My disappointment would be immeasurable, and my day would be ruined. But I've got a good feeling about it. I have a bad feeling about that hill. With this walking speed, no. Just no. Okay, let us see. What is... Okay, deer means we're safe. As distressing as the noises they make are. So walk around, do a charcoal. So that memento hint leads to the labyrinthine ice caves. Last time I was doing this, I almost got lost a few times in those things, so I'm not going back in. Despite how strong they are as a effective fast travel system in this area, it's not worth getting lost. And so, walk around the long way. Was that a woo somewhere behind? I feel like that awoo that I just heard is not in a location that I should have been hearing an awoo. Okay, let us see. Let's get over to the lip of this little hill. And, have I? No, I think we're right around here. Let's go farther south. Got one cave. Now, is that the cave? No, this is a different cave. You can tell by the limbs on the ground that haven't been detected. So this looks like a fine area. Also, every charcoal used is what, 0.1 kilograms down? Which means we increase the move speed by, what, 1/10 of 1% of 1 kilometer an hour? Okay. So, anyway, let's not talk about how I just could not read a map. Oh, it turns out the cedar limb was there the whole time. Which means that area up there is already good enough for... That scrub brush looks mighty suspicious. But I think because it looks walk-aroundable to the... Whoops. Was I stuck on? What was that? Oh. So, for anyone who, wasn't here maybe 20 minutes ago when I mentioned this, I've got the keyboard at the edge of the desk in front of me, mouse pad off to the right, monitor about 8 inches past the keyboard, and in between the monitor and the keyboard, there's a sleeping cat. And his little front paws are dangerously close to the screenshot key. And so when he does a little stretch, or moves his cute little paws around, sometimes he presses that key. And I've played enough games where it's extremely important to have effectively a good feeling for the in-game avatar body, that if there's any hitch in movement, my brain thinks I've run up against something and I'm bumping into something. And there's a tiny, it seems like quarter-second pause when the screenshot key gets pressed, which triggers that instinct, that reflex. And I was not expecting it to happen, hence the slight panic. Okay. those awoos, so in-game yesterday, the awoos that I heard were extremely far to the south. And those awoos that I'm hearing to my left now are not as far as I would hope they'd be. So, given the current run speed, or let's say lack thereof, let's get to the top of that hill and do a charcoal. Given the current lack of run speed, if anything fluffy appears, it's definitely going to be a stand and deliver situation where, you know, one of us will remain standing and one of us will not. Luckily, we dropped all of the fresh gut, and we've eaten almost all of, if not all of, the food that we had before. So we don't have any synth lines. We'll be coming back this way. So let's actually drop some things. Then head up this hill with quickness. Head up this hill, he says. Do a charcoal. And then get out of dodge. Okay, I guess that's in front is the way around. Oh yeah. That's looking good. Okay. Now we pick up all this stuff, and we keep lugging. Oh. No. I thought that this was something suspicious, but it turns out it's just a tiny bit of rock peeking out of the snow.
All this gear is slowing me down.
So in my time, have played a lot of the Arma series of games. It's like a military sim first-person shooter thing. But it's more realistic than things like Battlefield and Call of Duty in the sense that many of the engagements happen from, you know, hundreds of meters away. And seeing your enemies at that distance kind of trains your brain to see, kind of like detect these very small things that code as enemy shaped. And so anything that's darker than the snow and a little bit wider than it is tall and short makes my brain think that's a wolf. I hear paw pads. I hear paw pads very close. Yep. Oh. Another thing that Arma's good at training you for is hearing footsteps and zeroing in on their location. Okay, so this guy, Mr. Solid Snake over here, getting all nice and close and not a-wooing. I mean, it's very rude. It's very rude not to announce your location when you're so fluffy and cuddleable. Because if you don't announce your location, how can I know that I should be giving you an impromptu nap? I mean, all in all, it's just very inefficient. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to getting into a little bit of a tussle with something fluffy, now it's one way to take a permanent nap, and if you think about it, it's not the worst way to go. If you've got to go, I'd rather it be like that than from falling off of something. Okay, we are actually a little bit low on food. So let's get some meat, and then that tree trunk over there is going to be our way across the river. Yeah, Mr. I'm so sneaky. We're already carrying about 5 wolf pelts. So I don't think that this next one is worth the... Oh man, this is truly a painful walking speed, man. let's think. Is this region sufficiently uncovered? I believe it is. So let's just go straight across. Cat is pressing debug keys with his tiny little paws that are sleeping. You know, I feel like if I go down there, I'm going to break an ankle. Oh, but is there another way? I don't think so. That should be short enough. Fingers crossed. Ooh, that's always stressful. Okay. So we should be pretty... This is brutal. We need to figure out something to drop here. Something to drop. Yeah. Oh, he's too cute, but he keeps pressing the buttons on the top of the keyboard. Well, let's drink. We will be making a fire. Eat what we can here. Eat the chocolate bar. The granola bar chocolate bar. And I think... Let's drop all the water, because... water is... As long as you have a fire and some extreme cooking technology implements, getting water isn't a problem. And I've definitely got all of that stuff. That being the cooking pots. Okay. Now Cat is sitting up and covering the left third of the screen. Okay. If Cat had moved during that combat just now, I'd definitely be in trouble. Is there not a way across over here? I was hoping to cross on that branch. But it's looking doubtful. It is doubtful. Okay, so if I were a way to cross, maybe I would be a little bit farther off to the west. Is there anything else that I can drop? Not that would be painful. So let's just take a moment to enjoy the ambiance, or ambiance, let's say. Pronounce it all classy-like. Walk around, hope we find a way across, or down. If we find a way down, that could also do it, because I know there's a way up. Somewhere in that stream bed on the south side. The south side. Alright, let's get over this little hill. One thing I will say about that wolf battle is that I got really lucky, because in my experience, those wolves are known to... Is there seriously more maple saplings that I'm going to be compelled to pick up? Let me continue. Those wolves are known to juke and dodge once I start aiming at them. And when they do that, I don't have a good track record at actually hitting them. Did this maple actually show up? It did show up. I should have known. Okay, let's drop some stuff. I'm still kind of floundering around in this menu because Cat is in front of it. And let's drop a few things so that we can walk fast and do some scouting. I think that'll end up saving us time overall. Alright, do you have a way down here? And of course the cat decides to stand up right now. And okay, there's a way down. Perfect. Perfection. So let's grab this. Hatches. Of course I dropped all the hatchets. Come on now. It's just a tiny little sapling. Tap it, tackle it, and snap it with your body, man. Okay, and...
This gear's starting to slow me down.
kind of have to estimate where all this stuff is. Okay, that's all. And now we continue walking. Just step, step, step. With those nice Foley noises. Alright. Okay, let's hope the cat doesn't continue to press buttons. And what are you doing? Okay. I'm relocating the keyboard onto my lap because the cat is demanding more space. And one must oblige. Man. Okay, looking safe. Let's double check. Have we... Yeah. Basically all the way to the waterfall is revealed. So let's get out, get a little bit to the south, and start popping charcoals. Okay. Man, if I wasn't so confident that this, yeah, I mean, as long as I'm not getting completely tackled by wolves, yeah. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Aw, man, you're really gonna... And I got a cat in front of the screen. I think I need to just start spamming. Okay. Okay, that was lucky. Because the reticle was overwhelmed or is covered by a cat on my end. Okay, I actually don't really know what to do here. I want the meat. I can't carry the meat. I think what the plan is drop a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's keep that for cooking purposes. Drop a bunch of other things. Find somewhere to stow a bunch of this stuff and then come back. Man, look at all these saplings. Drop. Just drop. Okay, this is wolf walkable. Is it me walkable? Looking... Okay, I'm feeling good. Don't break an ankle, please. Okay. Okay, that's actually an unexpected windfall. So now we are on the south here. Let's get a little bit of altitude. Pop a charcoal. And let me click here, here, here. Okay. All right. So, let's walk around this ridge. Or maybe just even, yeah, around the ridge. My inbuilt... Oh, you're not... I'm gonna have to go up there eventually, aren't I? Feel like I mean, this is like a poor man's 100%, but I'm sort of desperate to reveal most of this map and explore most of this stuff before moving on, because I suspect I won't be coming back here. So right up here, I think, is feeling good. Only wind noises, no wolf noises. Alright, charcoal. And please be connected to the last. Is that connected enough? I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. Let's continue to find somewhere to drop all this. You know, this is actually close enough to... I wish I'd put a mark down where that wolf was, where I dropped everything. Let's see if we can get close to the entrance or maybe even the cave to the next regions. Drop a whole bunch of stuff and then go back for the rest. Actually, what's my food situation? Okay, good. Yeah, I think we head up this waterfall complex. Okay, how come, why does the wolf gotta come at me and not at that juicy deer that's right there? Some things humanity will never know. But yeah, as far as the story goes, I'm not entirely sure that that there is one in this survival mode other than what the emergent gameplay sort of tells. And so far... Hold on, what is that? What are you? What were you over there? You better not be coming this way. Okay, I have 3 scent marks. I suspect that that was a wolf based on its skulking. And I suspect that it'll be coming this way based on the 3 scent marks that are going to be luring it. So, I would very much enjoy finding a choke point before it comes up behind. I hope that that will be possible. I suspect it might be, because there should be some pretty good small passes over here in this direction. And if I'm extremely lucky, the wolf will find that deer before it finds me and get distracted, let's say. Okay. Alright, this is walkable. I was worried that there would be some kind of rock cliff situation to deal with. Oh, come on now. More branches. So one thing I will say is that the southern coastal areas are fantastic for picking up nice things on the coast after a blizzard. You know, you can find hatchets. Every once in a while you'll find a stick. By stick I mean okay, deer noises. By stick I mean an uncured branch of some sort. I believe I am at the lake. Let's do a charcoal and see exactly where we are. I'm almost certain this is... That's probably... No, that's a branch. Let's see. What was I saying? Right, you can find, you know, all this kind of good long-term survival stuff. I hope top falls, huh? All this long-term survival stuff in the southern... Oh yeah, I should have seen this. This is a campfire that I sort of desperately had to make in an unideal location when I initially spawned in this region to cook some food, which means up here and to the right is going to be our cave complex. We can drop a whole bunch of stuff. And to stop distracting and cutting myself off, and find a whole bunch of nice things on the coast in the south, but it's more reliable. More reliable is not the adjective I was looking for. This region up here in the north is absolutely filthy with birch and mostly maple saplings. Much more than you can find in the south. Okay, so let's head into the cave and drop what we can drop. Actually, it's sunny. Let's head to the mouth of the cave and start a fire with the magnifying... Bleh, 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 bleh. start a fire with the magnifying glass. Save a match, which is always nice, always a pleasure to save a good match. Because while you can find those on the coast every once in a while, I do like having enough that I never really have to worry about it running out, or running out of the stock, which I almost did a few times. Okay. Magnifying lens, very nice. Stick, very nice. Starting fire. Now, I'm going to be honest. With regard to the number of times, that being 2, that we were wolfganged on the way over here. Let's use most of the sticks. I am actually quite perturbed because normally I can get a decent-ish idea of where something fluffy is from a long-distance aloo. Use a coal because you can probably find some coals in the cave. But that time, I had no clue, no expectation that there was anything aloo related nearby when they suddenly appeared with paw pad noises and, I guess, Gandalf-like hill reinforcing. When you're at Helm's Deep, you don't want to be the orcs on the dawn of the 3rd day. I actually don't remember if it was the 3rd day. Okay, take you. Place you. Actually, 1745, that's going to be 28. That'll be good for a half liter of water. I think I want more than a half liter. As much as it pains me to run out of sticks. Okay, 48 minutes. That should be good for a liter. Which, given that I think it would behoove to sleep, 18, not enough for a half liter. Kind of want more than a liter, though. There's no easy sticks to find. I guess, let me just suck it up and use another coal. Okay, which means no cooking pot inventory, of course. Well, on the plus side, I had the prescience, I know, prescience, to bring at least one pot, even though I kind of wanted to drop it. Now, if I was clever, what I should have done is done some hybrid cooking. Water and meat at the same time. Okay, let's see. Let us head over and start dropping. Well, first let's see how light the cave is. If it's like pitch dark.
Too heavy.
Okay, let's drop some stuff right here. So it will be visible in case we ever come back this way. Some food. Let's drop as much as we can, really. Let's hide the cattail heads, because I don't need those anymore. The fire starting skill is high enough that tinder is no longer half of me wanted to say necessitated, half of me wanted to say necessary. Okay, let us drop all of the... Except for the crow feathers. It would be a pain to pick up 62 crow feathers. Let's drop all this stuff. Man, how did I get so many acorns? And over here, let's drop all of the equipment that we don't want to carry around. Like, for example, bajillion flares. No, there's a hatchet to pick up over there. We'll drop the 2 better hunting knives. We'll drop the pry bar. Green flare revolver. We'll drop the better. You know what? And I forgot to equip the lower condition bow just now. So the better bow is at 96 instead of 98. Water, I think we'll probably end up needing the water. Let's see, any clothing to drop? No. Any medical to drop? Probably. But it's not so obvious. I guess a few of these. I have 2 bandages left. And 26 of 40 is our max. So that's 14 carry weight. I think that's pretty good. I think that is pretty good on the movement speed. Can always squeeze out a little bit more. And I don't... The only reason I'm not dropping those acorns is because I don't want to pick them all up. Okay, how are we on fatigue? Could be better. Here's the exit. And fatigue weighs... Okay, let's get some water. And put the cooking pot in there. And then we can sleep. Can we sleep, though? I kind of want to make some more water, because for the trip there and back, 2 liters? Well, so I'd say I'm probably going to end up needing more than 2 liters, but I'm also going to need to make another fire to cook the rest of the meat when I get back. So it's really no loss. So let's sleep for 9. Well, actually, first let's drop the cooking pot. Sleep for 9. Loving all of the quick accesses. 9 and sleep. Hopefully it will be light enough outside. I mean, I say that, it's going to be... Actually, this weird color almost guarantees an aurora. Do I want to go out in an aurora and mess with those wolves?
I'd better find some more.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Okay, 1.22, that is more than necessary. Let's eat some meat. I guess that wasn't strictly speaking necessary, but let's drop 1 liter of water. Actually, on the way back, there was that climbing. Make sure we don't get ganked by a crazy wolf. Was there an arrow that I forgot to pick up? Make sure we don't get ganked by an aurora wolf. Okay, charcoals. I feel like there's an arrow that I forgot to pick up on a wolf that we hunted. And I want to say it was the first wolf that we hunted. Did I forget to pick up that arrow? Well, I'm gonna have to check. I definitely forgot to pick up the arrow on the second wolf in the stream bed. Okay, let's get a stick to have a stick. Something to start a fire with. At least we move fast. With any luck, it'll be clear sailing all the way up north. But these are the situations, these are the times where I want to be very, very careful about getting ganked. Because I don't like getting into tussles with these bath salts wolves. Is there anything worth charcoaling? No, not all the way up. Not all the way up. To take advantage of this vantage point, make sure nothing has migrated into the region. I don't see anything, don't hear anything. Looking good. Unless... No, that must have just been background noise. Famous last words, right? Must have been the wind. I thought this lump might have been something. I guess not. Is there a way down here? I think not. So let's go around. Because an unbroken ankle is a good ankle. Oops. That was almost not great. And I'm walking over here. Now, through this pass is where I thought I saw a sudden flash of wolf in the daytime yesterday. Oh, I love a birch branch. Hatchet, damn it, I'll have to get it on the way back. Is that marked on the map? It's not marked on the map. Do I pop a charcoal? Can you pop a charcoal during an aurora? I guess there's one way to find out. Interesting. Okay. Birch sapling detected. And now, let's be real careful around this blind corner. Looking good so far. But surely there's nothing hiding behind that hill. More crow feathers. Hatchet, of course. Of course there's a hatchet right here. It's actually pretty cold out here. In maple. More saplings. I didn't even see these on the way up. Okay, looking clear. Now, where is that cheeky little climb spot? I think it's right over there. I can't quite tell yet, but I think it's over there. Oh yeah, there it is. Hiding behind a scrub brush. Scrub brush? I'm not a scrub brush, you're a scrub brush. Turns out the scrub brush was the friends we made along the way. Okay, this looks passable. As slow as I'm walking. Yeah, passable but hidden. And climb. Come on, it's not that hard. Okay. Let's see what we can see up here. Where it even goes. Okay, now... Okay, so it doesn't dead end quite yet. Where does this go around to? I think we are somewhere around here, which means this is a great time for a charcoal. Let's just get a little bit higher if we can. It seems like this is possible. That looks like a deer carcass. This is another way into this area. Yep, except that one, you need to chop the scrub brush. Let's head up high and then pop charcoal. If I can. Nope. Let's not stay on the steep forever. Try not to break these ankles. I feel like this ought to be walkable. There we go. And are you still steep here? You are still steep. Can we get a spot that's not steep? Yes. Okay, now if I were a clue about a memento, is this really just walkable from over here? Did you not have to climb up like I did? If I were a clue for a memento cache, I would be somewhere here. This seems like a great spot for something like that. Will my expectation be met or not? It seems not. Okay, but this high area is perfect for charcoaltation.
Can't feel my hands.
Ah, perfection, perfection. Although it didn't pick up a bunch of stuff below here. So I think... let's actually hit that deer. You know, hypothermia risk I'm actually not extremely concerned about.
Freezing.
So let's hit here, get that meat, hide, gut. 40 minutes? Yeah, it's probably okay while hypothermic. Probably. We'll have to see afterwards. Okay, we don't want map, we want inventory. And okay, we're about a fifth of the way there. And losing some condition. So let's be quick to get down here. And head back down to that drop spot. Go down, go up. Okay. Okay. This should be okay. I'm surprised. It seems like there's at least 3 different ways to get up to this small area here. 2 climb zones, and 1 walk zone that I guess I missed somehow. Okay, let's try to be quick about it. Alright, yum yum yum. And slurp slurp slurp. Okay, now we do have to be a little bit quick in terms of the food meter and the drink meter. Okay, our way down ought to be there, I believe. Almost missed it. Alright, there's all our stuff. There's our wolf. Let's not worry about continuing down there. I want to head back right quick. I think the other wolf is pretty close once we get through this pass. It should be to the right and over a small hill. If recollection serves. And I believe... What? Bear noises? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I think we're far enough away. Let's circle around. Probably sprint a little bit. Keep clear. Circle around. I think that is the hill that the bears... Not the bear, that the wolf is over. Okay, I hear you snuffling. Please let me move. And let's move quick-like. Okay, those are the Awoos extremely far to the south. Well, I wouldn't call it extremely far. Hello, there you are. I see you, punk. Trying to sandwich me between... Where's our wolf? There's our wolf. No, you're just a deer. You're fine. Get an arrow, get an arrow. There's our arrow. Okay.
Looks like
Everything I
made it
care to
through
get
another
from that wolf carcass. Let's see if we can get behind that bear and sneak back around. Okay, excellent, excellent. The bear is moving off. How's our hypothermia going? 50%. Might need to actually make a fire. Maybe have to make a fire under this. You're far enough away, right? Yeah. And there isn't really a choke point to take a pot shot at that bear from. So let's just move out. Let's start a fire. Cook the raw food we dropped over here to warm up as well. Why do I feel like that wolf is getting closer? Well, at any rate, you know, it's a shame that I can't wait for a little bit on account of this hypothermia so that the sun is high enough to light this with a magnifying glass. It's high enough to light it with a magnifying glass. Excellent. Actually, I'm worried about not having enough fire. Not enough firewood. Got 15 minutes total after this thing lights. That's not a huge amount.
Well,
add fuel. I have a coal. Excellent. Okay, so now, make sure nothing's trying to sneak up on us. All silent-like.
too much.
Okay, and that is not... Can't harvest... Well, that's fast. Harvesting is fast. We can harvest 2 kilos in 8 minutes. Throw those shrimps on the barbie. And then harvest the rest while it cooks. Immaculate strats. Place. Probably shouldn't have done that. Probably should have done the other venison or the wolf. Okay. I want a little bit more fire time. Let's do this steep hill here. I feel like there should be a whole bunch of stuff to pick up around here. But let's drop. And of course I forgot to use the pot. Gordon Ramsay, don't look. Cover your eyes. Okay, here are the sticks. There's a stick. There's the sticks. Okay. Let's do one more branch. I don't want to leave it for too long because I think I'm already pushing it. I think that venison is getting ready to burn. You know, get that char in a bad way. Okay, no bears sneaking up on us. No. Alright. Crow feathers. Lousy with crow feathers. Despite there being no... Who are you circling over? Okay, yeah. One more branch would have caused that to burn. We can place the cooking pot this time, eh? And cook. And meat. Okay, what is our meat situation? 3 meat. So we can start hybridizing. Actually get everything from this guy. Hybridizing the cook-boil meta. Okay, nice and warm. Add these sticks. Probably gonna need all of them. Let's hold that one back. Let's do 1 liter of water while we start cooking this meat. This will be 40 minutes. It'll be about 40 minutes. And an hour 20. Probably need to... Yeah, definitely. Still want that. Definitely need to start double cooking. Okay, food-wise. Eat the low condition first. Any hiccups? Eat the low condition and drink. And then start rhythm gaming. Bop, 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 bop. 7 minutes. 52, that is actually good for another liter of water. Alright, great. Did not mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. Boil all you. And let's cook, not cook. Let's do, can we sneak in a liter? Don't think so. Well, with the embers, maybe. It's going to be close. So let's see. Nailed it. Wait a second. That time didn't quite add up. No, I mean, I'm not going to be looking a gift time warp in the mouth, but it is a little bit questionable. Drink. Slurp. A slurp. Okay. Let's take a peek over here, see if that body is somewhere easy to see. Okay, it's not on the riverbed, which means it must be up and around to the left. Not too long. Just want to get the charcoal out of this. The one time I want the wind to actually blow the fire out. I'm drinking from the invisible glass. Now, I do need to be a little bit careful, because we're 50% on fatigue, which means we're going to be already losing carry weight. So, if we don't get back to nap quick, we're going to be moving slow. I don't really have a reason to hunt rabbits right now. And I've already got, let's say, 3 fire-hardened arrows. I did pick up the arrow from you, right? Yeah, the arrow was broken. Yeah, 2 fire-hardened arrows, which is fine in case we need to hunt a rabbit in a pinch. Come on, give me the charcoal. There we go.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Oh, it's been kind of heavy. Let's head up before we break an ankle. Please? Please? Yes. Okay. Find that body, see if it's worth looking at. Ideally, it's got a memento cache hint. Even better, a memento cache key. It was here, right? Yeah, no, that's just a deer. How much deer? Not a lot, but maybe actually worth nabbing. I don't often hunt deer. Well, really the only way I get around to hunting deer, because they're just so peaceful, is by luring a wolf into them. So I'm actually pretty low on deer hides. Pretty low on deer hides, so if the opportunity arises... Oh, hello, are you? No. No, you're just a strange looking... A strange coincidental overlap of grass and background. Okay, did I really only drop that much? Alright, so this isn't the slowest in the world. There's an awoo somewhere back there.
It's starting to weigh me down.
Not our problem. So let's head back to the cave entrance, drop what we want to drop, and then go and explore that southern, I guess it'd be southeastern, sort of valley-like area. The land before time, the promised land. Also a valley. Who knows, maybe they did put dinosaurs in this game. Not exactly the biome for them. I believe the consensus is that dinosaurs were, or the consensus is still that dinosaurs were cold-blooded. Always nice to have a stick to start a fire with. Okay. Let's head through the pass. There's nothing better in life than scaring a rabbit, chasing it before you, and hearing the lamentations of their hares. Yes, let's also not forget about the birch branch. Deer ahead. Deer ahead means we are safe, at least for the time being. Now it's just a matter of patience. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think this is walkable on the left here. Now I do remember that there's not really any burnable things in the direct walk up to the cave entrance. So despite my already slow movement speed, I do kind of want to pick up some of these sticks on the way over. Because they're very necessary for burning things. Okay, this is walkable, I hope. Question mark, yes. Okay, we go up, we go across, we go around, and then we do some inventory shuffling. There's nothing underneath this waterfall, is there? I'm gonna say no, and just believe that that's true. I think we can afford to carry 3 more sticks. Across the river. Wait a second. You're not moose. Okay, so that's a moose location. Where would that be? That would be kind of, I want to say here, not quite. No, Stair Steps Lake. This must be the stair step. So it's on the northeastern bit of the Stair Step Lake is a moose. I wonder if I could just snipe it from up here. Yeah, this is definitely stair-step lake, right? I bet if I used a whole bunch of arrows, I could probably long-range snipe it. But it might get spooked. And I also don't yet have need for 40 kilos of moose meat. And I don't have the desire to spend like 3 days straight cooking it. So the moose lives for another day. A majestic beast. Okay, should be clear sailing to the cave. Okay. So, I used to have the keyboard on the desk in front of me, between the monitor and the end of the desk, but the cat has demanded that location and is now sleeping, splayed out with his 2 little feet hanging over the edge of the desk. I really need to figure out a way to set up another camera to get some of this nap action. What are you? You're a deer. Hello. Goodbye. When I was around here the first time, I'd found a rifle quite early on into the run, like, 30 minutes after spawning. But there was like no food in this entire area, so I ended up coming over to this lake area, seeing a deer right about there on the lake bed, and kind of hiding behind this tree or somewhere near there and blasting it. I made the fire right there because it was right next to the deer carcass, and I could cook all the food before I starved. Luckily, it ended up fine. Do we have any cooked food? Yes. We can always take the opportunity to lighten our load. And I think when I get up here, I'm going to cook as much... Well, first off, cook that moldy venison. I mean, after cooking, it should be safe, right? That's what cooking's for. And then make as much water as I can and just stash it here. Well, stash some of it. I want to take some of it to that southern area. Okay. Yeah, I think the goal is going to be to get to that southern storage area underneath the rope. I also think I'm going to drop the mountaineering rope here because the last place to explore on this map is a low ground. There shouldn't be any mountaineering rocks down that go down from it. Which means it is extremely unlikely that it will be fruitful to bring that rope with us. And that frees up 5 kilos of carry weight. Okay, we're walking over here. You know, we might actually have timed it pretty well for a full sleep to match up, to line up with dawn. Okay, this is painful. Let's drop a bunch of firewood. We can come back for it. And also maybe this raw meat. We can come back for it while there's water boiling. Hydration. Is your hourly reminder to take a sip of water. Suddenly walking faster? Yeah, one of the peculiar things is it seems like, so when you walk upwind, it substantially slows down your walking speed, and it seems like it takes a very small amount of wind to make that happen. Like, this is barely a breeze. Okay, start fire, sunny. Of course, I dropped all of planning. Let's go in. Let's drop the cooked meat. Here. Oh yeah, we're dropping it. Let's get some sticks. And the coal. And drop the meat here. Drop, 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 drop. Drop the water here. Drop, drop. Go over here and we can start dropping equipment. What can we drop? We can definitely drop an extra hatchet. We can definitely drop the mountaineering rope. And anything else. We can go over here and drop the pelts. Drop, drop. You're cured. We can still drop you, but in a different place. Drop, drop. 8 green maple saplings. Damn. That's a lot of maple saplings. Stick. Drop the cured wolf pelt. Get another stick. Go out. Hope it's still sunny. Start a fire. Start a fire with 2 pots. 2 pots? It's question mark. Pot. There we go. And we can drop the revolver. Not equipped. Drop the revolver. Drop. I don't remember what else I picked up. Probably a flare. And I guess the rest is fine. So go out. Put some water on. Get the rest of the... Excellent. Get the rest of the stick fire. Magnifying lens. Love to see it. And then pick up the rest of those sticks. Bury them back. Start some more burning, and then maybe get a limb or some more sticks to really stock up the firewood here. Well, not really stock up. Get a little bit more. Okay, 5 minutes. Done. And I didn't realize I had a pole. That should be enough. Ideally, well, one, the wind that I'm hearing is not going to blow this out. Cat is blocking the monitor again. Are you still burning? Yes. Let's head over. Surely it won't take 30 minutes to walk this 100 feet back. Surely. A couple of branches and sticks over there. Grab. Pick all of you up. There should be a Hoover everything in vicinity button. Alright. Still moving fast. Okay, looking good. 10 minutes until melted. You need that. Actually, almost burned out. There's sticks. But too windy. Oh, come on. It says I'm in a windbreak. Oh. Alright, fine. Be that way. So let's actually go in, see if we can wait for the wind to change direction. And take a quick break so I can feed this cat. Where can I put the keyboard? Let me put the keyboard here. See if I can lure you over. Wanna come? Hungry?
I'm gonna need to rest soon.
All right. Okay, cat crisis averted. Let's just rearrange a little bit. And okay. So, what do you think our luck on the wind is? Am I feeling lucky? That's going to be a no. Burned out. Well, might as well drop some of this stuff. And get some firewood. Okay. Where, it's actually been quite a while since I had the last blizzard. Ooh, this is a lot of sticks, though. You'll love to see it. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's about 2 hours and 40 minutes of burn time here. Which is good enough for simultaneously all the food I have to cook and probably at least 4 liters of water. No, more like 8 liters of water. See if there are any limbs to find, though. Always nice to have some proper branches. Or logs, I guess, come from limbs. Logs and limbs. Not looking promising, though. And nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, let's head back and see if the wind has turned enough. Then we can check the cooking situation. Okay, the final sticks to be acquired in this locale. One, two, three. Although if I was going to be a little bit more creative with the adjective, I suppose it's a noun, call it a high cal. Altitudinally, I mean, it's not the best there is, but it's pretty far up there. I mean, surely this is a protected alcove, right? It's gotta be. Okay. And let's see. I'm not feeling good about it. And can't use the magnifying lens. I've been robbed. Robbed of my rightful glory. Well, you win some, you lose some.
Come on. Come on.
That sounds like blizzard background noises. Let's not get too far ahead of our skis on this campfire timer, because I don't want to accidentally lose a whole bunch of burn time to wind. Okay. Shoo! Whoa. Okay, let's get this venison. Venison, he says? Ghost of Gordon Ramsay, guide my hand. It's a lot of sticks. Okay, until ready.
It's gonna get a lot colder
Probably
soon.
eat both of those by the morning. So let's get started. And then I think let's just get lousy on the water. I believe it's something like an hour and 20 for 2 liters. So let's start with this. Do 2 liters. And actually, let's sneak in a cheeky hour-long nap. Just to avoid taking even more damage after that hypothermia from earlier today. Oh, is this another aurora? It's another aurora. The only time I've had 2 in a row is when I was trapped in a mine and I needed an aurora to get out. Okay, 20 minutes till boiled, very nice. It was almost exactly an hour 20. Do we do 2 more liters? I think we do, because we got a lot of sticks. Not cook. Water, milk 2. Water, milk 2. And then time-wise, it's not burn. It's not burn an hour waiting. Let's use the time to sleep. Because we're already over-aligned with the dawn to wake up. Past time, past time. You're already past time. We take you, take you,
drop something.
pick up, and you'll be fine. Going off, let's go in the cave. Sleep for a proper 10 hours. Until daytime. 10 should do it. Eat some food, pick up some food, drop everything we don't need, and head south. Because we are going to need to go up and down ropes. So anything we are over encumbered picking up in that southern lowlands is going to have to stay there. Okay, so water-wise, I think we drop everything except for maybe 1.8 liters. Okay. Let's keep get some food to tide us over on the way there. And when we're down there, probably going to have to end up fighting another wolf. So let's not take too much. Okay, keep one cooking pot. What else can we drop? We can drop a flare shell, because we don't have a flare gun. We can drop the extra survival bow. Probably will have to suck it up and drop a whole bunch of these crow feathers. Because it adds up. Drop everything here. Pick up 2. Crow feathers are going to have to go here. They can go with the acorns. Oh, man, it's going to be a pain to pick up. That pelt, was that cured? Or no, the guts. The guts are fresh. So they go on the curing pile. 31 kilograms. What else can we drop? What else indeed? Keep the coal for an emergency. Probably don't need all these matches. Let's drop you. Drop you. Don't need 2 magnifying lenses. Coal can be for an emergency. Coffee is light enough. Uh-oh, the cat's returned. Oops. Cat pressing buttons. Let's see. And now it's hard to look at the inventory. As much as I hate it, I guess we can drop the ammo too. That'll give us another kilogram. It turns out ammo is actually heavy. And I'm not going to use the whetstones because the sharpened blades that I have are good enough to survive anything we use them down there for. Is 10 kilos free enough? I don't think so. What else can we lose? I guess we're going to eat food and drink water. That's 4 more. I think this will probably do us. Ooh, we need the bedroll. Pick up. Pick up. Okay, I think let's head out. This should do it. Let's go over. Blizzard, I mean, I guess there are some upsides. I think I just head around on the right side. Eventually, I'll hit this climb zone, go up the climb zone, hit the memento cache, probably sleep. Probably sleep overnight up there, and then start heading down on the morn. But we'll see. We shall see. Definitely gonna have to be quick about it. I'm walking over here. Luckily, actually, I don't know if this is one still true or even lucky. When I first arrived at this region, the bear was actually basically kind of through this pass, and where the pass ends, there's an open, it's not a clearing, but it's kind of a copse-like area with some, like a frozen pond and that sort of stuff. And the bear was in there. So if it's still there, I would have to skirt by, but I think that it moved because we encountered it somewhere up to the north yesterday in game time. But basically, like a labyrinth, all I need to remember is stay with the wall to your right, and eventually I'll hit a climbing region that'll take us up to the next area where that memento cache is. Then we can take a peek at what's in the memento cache, realize that we had what's in there all along. Okay, over this branch. Careful not to fall off in these inclement weather conditions. Over another branch. Thought I might be able to go around there. Oops, that was close. It's hard when the left half of the screen is covered by cat grooming itself, but the cuteness is worth it. Is that where? No. I was thinking that might be where the climbing line is, but it must be farther ahead. Okay, we're being quick about it, Mackenzie. We're being speedy. And now the cat is licking my fingers. But I need to be quick so I can't move them. There it is. How do we get down? Can we get down here? I don't think so. Unless, is this a way across and up? I think it is. I would prefer to go to the other climbing zone, the one that's nearer to the memento cache, because there's a lower chance of getting lost up there. But at the same time, I remember this deer. I'm almost certain this is a dead end. So we have to go back around and down. Quick. Okay, yes, I do remember this now. That is certainly a dead end. Which means we need to find some... Oops. Cat pressing the escape. Some way down. That doesn't look safe. How far do we actually have to backtrack? Do I risk it? No. I actually remember backtracking this way before. Can we sneak? No. You know, originally I wasn't worried about not fatigue, about temperature. But I was expecting to be a lot closer to some kind of cover than I am right now. Okay. I think I'll just have to suck it up, climb as soon as possible, and then there should be a cave near the top. Yeah, I think that's the thing to do. Okay, I'm feeling there it is. Our rope. Now these are not the ideal conditions to be climbing in, but can't really complain. That's also a pretty high way to go up. Ooh, that goes even farther than I was expecting. Come on. If this is a ledge, I can't actually tell. It's probably a ledge I just passed. But I think we can one-shot this. Let's look down. Can't see because of the cat. Let's not look down. Okay, I think we make it just fine. So let's take a quick peek. Oh, I didn't hear a wolf, did I? No. I kind of want to go and look down at that ledge real quick. Oh, is that... Okay, I thought that might have been another superfluous mountaineering rope location, but I don't believe it was. Oops. Cat's pressing the screenshot button again. Okay, how are we on temperature? Not great. Let's get in this cave and see if we can warm up some. cave as expected. Oh, it's even in the ice cave with the interior, so we're definitely going to warm up. Let me just... some cat care real quick. Hmm. What a majestic beast. Okay. Let's eat and drink. And maybe even take a nap. I think actually even... yeah, let's do a nap for an hour. Just to get a tiny bit of stamina back. Okay. Should be good to head out. Now this is going to be... wait a second. No. I was debated. This is going to be so far from the carry weight limit that even with this low fatigue and the reduced carry weight, should be perfectly fine to walk over to the next rock, find the memento cache, and climb down that storage place I put up earlier. So it should be pretty smooth sailing. Peaceful times like these. It's kind of nice to chill. Pretty decent second monitor slash background noises. Pick up some sticks. I think I have a recollection of dropping a whole bunch of firewood and other things at this storage zone. Storage zone? Where the... here. At this storage zone that's past the memento cache. Wait, is that memento cache going to be... I think that's up above. In fact, I'm almost certain that's up above. Because up above should be where that cave is. Cat with the paw on the escape key. Somehow he knows. He says, stop paying attention to the game. Stop paying attention to the stream. And pet me. What a majestic creature. Sitting with its belly to the sky. Okay, here's some awoos up north. Far enough to not be a problem, especially up on this plateau. Now, I say that, but it wasn't too long ago that I was chased up this plateau by some kind of ninja assassin wolf that could only have gotten up here by climbing up. Is there a cave or a memento cache up here? The map says there should be question mark. Definitely not going to be across the log. But around? No. It's charcoal just to make sure, see where we are. Okay, down here. So definitely haven't gone enough around that corner. Which means I underestimated the distance that I still needed to walk. Okay, we're trying. Okay, this should be safe. Okay, so there's definitely a bend to the left in front, And whatever I'm looking for is still a little bit of ways past that bend. Alright, the cat is now between the keyboard and the monitor again. Looking very pleased with himself. Couple sticks never hurt anybody. Just broke a few bones. Missed that one. Could it be up here? So I don't think I've walked up this little lip before. And no. No, it could not be up there. Okay, so back down. And keep an eye out to the left for a cave. And the cache would be just past the cave entrance. And I'll use one of these mini charcoals to fill up the map, even though it's almost completely full already. And looking good. Looks very promising. Okay, cave. And is the cache inside? Or is the cache outside? That... that didn't reveal anything. Let's check inside first. Be somewhere on the right, on the northern side. Maybe take a couple coals. It's going to be a no from me, dog. Flare that either respawned. I feel like I remember picking up a flare there. I respawned or I missed it the first time. So the cache should be in like a nook up here, right? Question mark? Question mark? Where's my cache at? Is it over here? I mean, it can't be any farther, right? Surely. Is it over here? Behind a tree? Hiding in some trees? No. Where is this thing? Is it hiding? So let's see. Here's the climbing thing. The memento cache is very close to that cave. Where could it be? This is certainly too far. It must be too far, because there's the climbing rope. Yeah, there's no way. Okay, nothing up here. Lots of wood. Some bunny rabbits. I mean, don't tell me there's like a cheeky way to get up on top of this cliff. The game wouldn't do me like that, would it? Let's see. And it looks like it is right by the cliff wall. And yet... And yet, he says, it's really not hidden up here? I would have nestled it right in this nook.
Not sure why I feel so tired.
Because you've been awake all night. So, does it have to be here somewhere? Where is a cheeky little memento cache spot? What are you? You're just something on the ground. I'm looking for a metal box of some kind. Let's see. Video game players never look up, so let's check higher than expected. Could it be around here? It's going to be a no. Still a no. Man, this is killing me. Surely someone knows where this is. Someone's got to have the info. If I were... You definitely can't get up there. There's no way. Which means it's got to be... So this is our cave. Memento cache is like right outside the cave and to the left. What is going on here? Right outside and to the left. It's not hiding somewhere under this rock. It's not here. Also, we're over encumbered by a little bit. Well, we can take care of that by eating and drinking. Could it be a slightly inaccurate mark? Could it be behind a rock over here? Behind a tree over here, perhaps? Behind a tree trunk? Up this little ledge? Man, I'm getting desperate here. If I were a cute memento cache, where would I be hiding? I would be hiding somewhere it's easier for Yuchi to find. Would I be in this little nook? I would not. Ow, ow, ow. This is driving me up the wall. What if we look at it from farther away? Could it be hiding in a corner over here? We get a bigger, long-range, wide view of the situation. It's going to be a no in that nook. Let's take a peek behind this tree branch. I'm really surprised that it's not right there. Am I just blind? It wouldn't be the first time. You walk over. Really? Is there some secret openable rock somewhere? Or was the memento cache just a bunch of stuff on the ground that I picked up earlier? It's got to be in here, right? My confusion knows no bounds. Check all the sneaky spots. Anything square looking or rectangular looking. Is it that thing there? I think it might be that. But how do I get over there? Like this? Okay, it's also not that. But we can check the top of this, and nothing. La Shai. Not a single thing in all the land. Are you not wedged in a rock somewhere? So I will say, This is not the first memento cache that I have been effectively unable to find. Man, did someone already come by and take it maybe? I don't know. Or how approximate can the location of the mark be? Let's see if there are any clues in the journal. So we want mementos, I guess. Select. A place you'll know. Well, that's not helpful. That's the ice cave. Not to go that way, stubborn stupid. I think... Okay, so that is the cache that is over in the end of the railway on the far western side of the map. So that's not this one. It has to be this message. I stashed it in a place you'll know. Might do some good out here. Well, this isn't a place I know, and it's not doing any good if I can't find it. Also, surprise fog. Alright, come on now. Place you'll know. The mark can't be so inaccurate that it's over by the bonfire, can it? No, there's no way. There's no way. Okay, now this is just perplexing. Really? Not a single metal box. You step back and just take a look. Step back and take a look. Nothing there. And that little... in here, there's nothing. And nothing up here. Yeah, I think this memento cache has gotten the best of me. So let's
I'm so tired. I could just lay down.
let's
right
blame
here.
whoever came by first and robbed this place blind of it. Maybe the guy who made that signal fire. Now, you could say that there's some aspect of environmental storytelling there, but it feels a little bit too vague. A little bit too vague to follow what all of these scrawled messages and bodies are trying to tell you. Unless, was there like a box somewhere up here? Where's my memory trolling me again? Oh, don't tell me there's a place to go up here that I didn't realize was there before. Oh no, it keeps going. Oh no. Does it keep going up here? Is this walkable? Okay, this is... I'm gonna say not walkable. Thank goodness. Well, unless we kind of sneak it up. Okay, that's gonna be a no. Okay. And it's too foggy to pop a charcoal. Get a couple sticks. We're going to be over encumbered anyway. But we're not so far from the encumbrance limit that we can't eat and drink our way out of it, I believe. At any rate, it wouldn't be the first time I dropped some water up here. Yeah, there's really no memento cache, huh? Unless cheeky little spot somewhere around here? No. Yeah, I guess that just, oh, you know what? I just had an idea. I just had a fantastic idea. I'll use the spray can to zero in on the memento cache location. Oh, it's just, this is so smart. This is PhD level thinking. Because hey, what else am I going to use the spray can for, right? Okay, let's start it on this rock. Let's do you and you. And let's try the searched sign. It seems appropriate. Okay, right here. And where does this put us on the map? Cannot. You know what? We're taking a nap. And let's see, what is our eat and drink? This will also be a big help with the carry weight. Let's try 1 hour. We just need the fog to go away while it's still daylight. Yep. That didn't work. Try again. And wake up. Okay, here we go. Did this map didn't show up? Can I look at it and have it show up? Go on the map. Go on the map. Well, that was a waste. Ooh, sneeze. Okay. So we're a little bit past it. So the memento cache should be like right here. Now let's go here. Should be in between these two things. Delete you. Okay, so there's 2 searches left, and they're all in the same spot. So, I mean, it says it has to be like right here. Right? Like right underneath here.
Something's making me feel tired.
I have to dig it out or something? What is going on? This is not cache. It's literally not cache. I mean, it can't be up there. Question mark, question mark, question mark? Alright, that's it. I'm going with it's some kind of bugged. I mean, it has to be, right? There's no other way. No other way. So, we sleep for like 10 hours. Should be almost morning. Hope we don't freeze overnight. The cave should be warm enough.
It's dusk, so night can't be far behind.
Bro, this is not dusk. This is almost dawn. Drink, drink, drink. Okay, and let's go down and first find the exit. Bring the bedroll. Pick up. And hope I left some food down in that storage zone. I'm certain I did. Pretty certain I did, so we shouldn't be at much of a risk at all for starvation. Mysterious signal fire. Extra mysterious because it was burning when I first got up here, when I climbed up, and then it went out, so that guy must not have died very long ago. Okay, climb, climb, climb. Easy on the stamina, but actually the fatigue. This should bring us down enough to nap until proper dawn. Let's see if we've got any food. Right here. Did I drop? I did drop. Let's take a bear meat. Leave one because it's... Ooh, side satchel. I want to bring that with. And that's plenty of fire. Or plenty of firewood. Let's make some fire. Only 6 matches left now. Make some fire, make some water so I won't have to make any water in the lowlands. And then head right down. Maybe take a nap and then head right down. Okay.
All right.
Add fuel. Stick, 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 stick. So 40 minutes, that should give us 1 liter a pop. But I only brought 1 cooking pot, so let's do 1 liter. And you can't really do anything. Tea, burdock tea. What do reishi and burdock tea do? I think they're medicinal. Burdock is antibiotic, and reishi is also antibiotic. Okay. And a hatchet. I don't need a hatchet. I don't need a flashlight. I don't need the coal. Hungry. Eat the bear meat. And drink up and head down. After, of course. Okay. Pick up. Actually, how far are we from... We have 10 kilos. Let's do another liter of water. Which is going to take... 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep 3 sticks and 3 coals. Because that's a pretty decent start for any fires we might need to make in the lowlands. And what's our charcoal situation? 7 charcoal. That feels like it's certainly enough to fill this out. Okay. And boil. Pick up. Alright, and head out because we've got enough charcoals. And I am slightly worried about the food situation. We're going fast. Yeah, this is actually quite a tall rope to go down, it seems. Let's see. Okay, so over there. There. That's the long, thin, narrow lake that we fought the wolf in, past the waterfall. Let's see, there's nothing worth mentioning on that. What did I hear? What did I hear? Just rocks. Okay. So there's nothing along this long cliff other than that cave that I certainly forgot to check. Probably not worth the trouble.
Looks like a new day is
That would
dawning.
be across the way and it's right about here somewhere. Maybe over here. Where's that the ice cave? Can't tell, doesn't matter. So we head down. I'm gonna see if there's any better rope way to get up. And then there's that other rope right there. Can't see the rope, but you can see the rock. It goes all the way down. I would not want to climb that without getting juiced by like an emergency stem or something. Okay, let's head down. Alright, so there is a ledge to rest on with enough for a fire. Let's leave that there. And just go all the way down in one shot. Okay, man, that's a ways. Let's head right to the east. Try to go with the quickness. Probably gonna run into something. So let's try to be sneaky and aware. I heard an awoo just now, very far away. Could not tell the direction because of the wind. I mean, it's looking pretty empty. There's a deer, so we can get some food from that. Charcoal here. Hope we don't get snuck up on. Okay, very nice. And there's a body as well that just got marked. Let's take the pelt and the meat from this deer. Almost 2 kilos of deer, that's nice. It's a good amount of calories. Right. We have 1 cent. And let's keep heading. Once the sun comes up a little bit more, it should be sunny enough to use the magnifying glass.
Never felt so cold in my life.
So even though I think I only have... Actually, never mind. I have the fire starter. Fire's not going to be a problem. Okay, I heard an awoo extremely far away behind us. So probably not even down in this basin. And let's stick to the right side here. Once we get into this fog of war, we'll pop a charcoal and hopefully illuminate the rest of it. Okay, walking, walking, walking. Ears are twitching in anticipation of either an awoo or some paw pads. Lots of limbs for firewood. See how high we can get on the right here and then do a charcoal. Make sure there's nothing below to sneak up while we're getting our art on. Okay, there's a deer. Everything should be safe. And is that a cave? Can't quite tell. But at any rate, let's pop this. Excellent, and it looks like we're hitting the curve of the map too, so that's perfect. Check behind the rock. Generally keep this heading. Nothing there. Okay. I have not heard a single awoo in a concerning location down here. Did I speak too soon? No. Okay, anything over here? Looks like it might be a... Oh, hello. Please don't be locked. That would be... Okay. Polaroid. Hushed River Valley Vista location. Oh no. kind of want to go up there. Which would necessitate going up the long rope. That is...
What have we here?
Don't need that. Can take that, can take that. Eh, probably not worth the trouble. Let's think. Do I want to try going up that extremely tall rope? Does Mackenzie hit the gym enough to go up that rope? I already got the southern... I already hit the southern vista here. Yeah, I kinda wanna. Landslide. So this is, it seems, the end of this lower region. Yeah, almost certainly. Okay. Unless... Can we squeeze through here? Maybe, maybe. But to what end? No. Nothing there. Okay. Oh, it does drop. This whole time, I've not realized that I can be dropping the cattail heads, which are only useful for tinder, which I have no need for anymore. Okay, deer over there. So still feeling safe. Actually, just feeling pretty safe in general down here. I'm just picking these up for food. But let's make a fire because we are losing a decent chunk of health. Let's figure out where that rope is. Because I think hitting that vista is the last thing to do in this region, and we can head back towards the cave system. See if we can find that frozen body. If I were a rope, I would be just around this bend. There we are. You know, that doesn't look as high as I thought it would. Did. Is this like a multi-rope situation? It might be a multi-rope situation. This could go only up to the middle shelf, which is actually good for us. Because that makes it much safer to... Hello. Who are you? Did we just go straight up and not worry about the wolf? Where are you heading? I think we just go straight up. Kind of slow. But apparently it's enough exertion to, Oh, we're slow because the fatigue is so low. Apparently it's enough exertion to increase the warmth factor. Didn't realize fatigue was so low. Oof. That could have been rough. Okay. I remember seeing a cave in this vicinity. Okay, we got wood, we got brush, we got scrub.
Sapping my energy.
Aha, it's a double rope situation. Two ropes all across the sky. Let's see where this pass ends up. Because I think it would behoove...
So cold.
So cold, so tired. It would behoove us to... This is a dead end, isn't it? It is. Okay, that's fine. Let's actually... Ooh, a candy bar. What are you doing here?
Wait.
Okay, let's actually put our fire right here. This seems like it ought to be protected enough, but can we? Can't magnifying lens. And that is because I don't know why. But it's fine to use a match on this, I believe. Feels like that should be magnifiable.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah, come on, come on. Uh-huh.
I'm feeling so drained.
Okay, so you're tired. You are warming up. Let's get a little bit of water. And let us cook that deer. Because we actually don't have a lot of food to get back to the cave entrance, the cave system. And there's a ways to go around, so probably going to have to be pretty quick on it. Which is part of the reason why I picked up these cattail stalks. Excellent energy density. Okay, 19 minutes. Fine. Fine, and let's do a little bit more water. And drop whatever we don't need. Which is certainly going to be a bunch. Hey, you? Hungrier than expected. Eat the granola, eat the candy. Alright. And wait until you're ready. Okay, now... nap time. Unfortunately, 12 hours is going to put us basically at midnight. But I think we're going to lose enough fatigue going, or enough, yeah, I guess it'd be fatigue, lose enough on our fatigue meter going up that long rope that we'll be able to sleep until morning. Charcoal, can never have too much. That's not true, you can definitely have too much. Okay, we are good on the weight.
Drink, and soon.
We can drink. Probably don't need to eat quite yet. Let's get up this. What's our firewood situation? It's fine. It's great, actually. Great firewood situation. Let's get up this rope. And it seems like we'll have to bust this scrub brush down first. Hey, where's that wolf? That silent Mr. I'm not gonna awoo wolf. There you are. 2, 3, 4 wolves. Okay. It is a good thing I did not try to take that on. Because I may be good, but secretly I'm actually mediocre. Not 4 wolves at a time good. Okay. Going pretty fast, pretty long. But we're full up on stamina, we're full up on fatigue. Ought to make it? I mean, I guess we could take a break in these... at this ledge here. Can we ledge? Yes. Ledge just has some stuff for fires. Let's wait a little bit for the stamina to come back. And hopefully... I've noticed that every time I climb up one of these mountaineering ropes, kind of near the top, you really start to slow down. So hopefully if I wait for this stamina, we'll be fast the whole way. Okay, let's check out this ledge. And this one is much less well provisioned. Let's keep heading up. Okay, okay. So that was a ways. The ledges made it manageable. And we're actually not that dire on fatigue. Let's try to find that vista point. Compared to the rope, it should be somewhere up and to the left. But not right next to it. Pensa Vista. It said not right next to it, and yet... Is it going to be out on this... Going to be somewhere out on this rock, on this boulder? Come on. Let me walk. Let me go. Let me go. There's a tree there. There's a boulder or something there. Let's go around. Keep it safe. Oh, I thought that was a log, but it turns out it was a shadow. Could it be up here? There we go. Okay. So, inside our sleeping bag, we should be good on temperature. Let's sleep. 6 hours should take us to morning. Dot, dot, dot. Alright, most excellent. Pick this guy up. Eat, drink. Then we really do need to head out. This is definitely bright enough, right? There we go. Oof. Oh, excellent. Man, I could have saved a lot of time if I had come this way first, huh? So much time, wow. Well, our way back is up north, down through here, along this frozen lake, down the pass, across the river, across and down. And that's somewhat of a ways. Do we have our sleeping bag? Yes we do. So, let's get going. Unless there's a cheeky way to get back over here. And I think there might be. Love a good shortcut. Okay, most excellent. Yeah, this should take us along that high up lake where we had some wolf scuffles in the last session. Then we can take some switchbacks and go down, follow along the cliff, and probably end up in bear territory. But it should be alright. Whether it will be alright, of course, is an entirely separate question.
Thank goodness. Made it through another night.
I mean, it's not the night that you gotta be afraid of. Here we go. Here we go. That's a little bit steep. And we can slide, slide. Hop. Okay, here we go. Now, how do we get down to the river? Can we just walk, or is there another way around? We might be able to just hop off this. That is... a little bit aggressive of a hop, so let's not. How about this? A little bit aggressive. I hear a woo from that coterie of wolves back in that lowland area. You know, I was really hoping for a shorter way across, but I guess we go around. Okay, down here, across the waterfall. Might actually need these cattail stalks for food, because it's quite a ways to walk. And I think we're out of venison. So past here, around to the left, over the lake. Yeah, here we go. Now we really start losing altitude. barring that bear that tried to sneak up last time we were in this lower area to the right, I think it should be a pretty safe walk all the way back to the cave where that huge stash of stuff is. Yep, start climbing. Grab a branch. Climbing down, and then we're pretty much done with this region in its entirety. So once we're done here, I think the plan is to try to head over and get the world map up. So we're here in the Hushed River Valley, it's in the top left. We can head down back into the mountain town, through there, either to the Forlorn Muskeg or Mystery Lake. Then, I think we can hit the ravine into the coastal highway. I think that's the only way into Pleasant Valley. Once we're in Pleasant Valley, that unlocks basically the other 2 or 3 regions that I've not been to yet. And so I can basically see what's going on over there. And if they're even worth the trouble to walk to. Up. Okay, and up. Didn't think I didn't walk straight backwards off that ledge. And hop. Okay, I hear crows. Crows mean some kind of body. But is it something that I left or something that I've already looked at? I believe it is a body under this overhang to the left here. So it's something I've already looked at. Alright, and the check? Yes. Okay, not my problem. What was that? I heard a noise that I didn't recognize over in that direction. Keep an eye on that. It could have just been some ice cracking. It could have been a 4-legged friend. I hope it wasn't a 4-legged friend. Okay, I think we just kind of want to go quite aggressively over this way. We'll go around a big mountain of stone, past a cave entrance, through some copses, and that will be our entrance to the stream that runs east-west. Okay, why do I hear some awoos in front? They're still far out, but they are in front in the direction that I've got to go. Actually, let's see. So, cave entrance is right over there, because I recognize this climbing rope. But let's see if I want to climb down this rope. It might be a shortcut. This rope goes to the riverbed, and the riverbed has an exit right there, which ought to be, here's the rope, exits around here. There's also wolves up here somewhere. I definitely hear them, so let's head down. Going down is not nearly as bad on stamina as going up, so this should barely cost anything. Okay, made it. Now let's get out of here. Let's exfiltrate. That is walkable. Never know what can pop up, though. I'm mostly thinking, I believe, well, 2 options, actually. You can go up here. The That takes us through bear territory. Well, possible bear territory. Or, alternatively, I think the smart play is continue down the river. There should be a little bit of a pass that we can sneak through. First we'll have to sneak over a little bit of rock, which that might be it. There should be a way around to the right. But then there's a pass out of the river to the left. And that results in a much more direct walk straight to the cave system. We've got some random coal sitting on the riverbed. I'll take it. Is this a split? It is a split. Okay, I have a recollection of this. I've gotten stuck up there before. There is the waterfall that we're going to go over, and there is our little cheeky place to crawl through. I do think this is crawl, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, there's our fire. We've definitely been here before, which means this is our way out. Okay, here, we definitely would have gone by whatever was a-wooing behind us, so a-woo to you too, punk. But we're out of here. A lot of blind hills here. I want to be a little bit careful. Looking good. Yeah, and from here I definitely know the way back. Now, it is all uphill, but not in the colloquial meaning of that term. It's literal, not metaphorical. And might even make it back. Is that a box? Aha. How did I miss that? Okay. Not bad. So let's keep heading up. I guess that's a, perhaps some small recompense for that memento cache that I spent, what, 30 minutes trying to find? We cross a branch. Yeah, easy, easy. Yep. Got a little bit of uphill. A little bit of a pond to cross. And then just one bend and we're there. Alright, I'm walking over here. Can we cross the tree branch? Yes. Alright. Feeling atmospheric? Feeling atmospheric. Got these. Oh, and there's surprise. Oh, it's an entire herd of deer. You heard? Okay, well, that's safe. And deer means there's nothing to be concerned about. So we're basically set all the way back. I mean, it's not even all the way anymore. It's like just around this bend and up a slight incline. Okay, looking good. Feeling good. And for as much as I can rightfully say it in this region, practically home sweet home. What are the good things in life? To see a herd of deer, to drive them before us, and hear the lamentations of their women. Arnie told me that one. Okay, so what we can do is pop in here, make sure we've got the food situation set. It's bright enough. Anything we want? No. It's bright enough, so we should be able to see things on the ground. Excellent. And I think, let us put the bedroll down, take a quick nap to get a save, and then we can call it there. Next time we can move out to the far regions in the northeast. The inhospitable Timberwolves reside. Okay. Practically half a year. When's summertime coming? Alright, so let's pick that up so we don't forget it. Let's save. That's not going to help at all. Well, then let's quit out here and call it. So, as perhaps you've been able to tell, I've been Yuchi, and I've certainly been trying. I'll see you all on the proverbial flip side.